morning everyone, Christina Barnes here from Stamping. I was about to introduce myself as Chris because that's what most people call me, so if I say it's Chris from Stamping, you'll know who I am. I hope everyone's well today, and I hope you will enjoy what I have to share with you today. I'm going to be using the Cottage Wreaths Stamp set. So I had planned originally to do a face-to-face class using the Cottage Wreaths. I wanted to do a Christmas in July class, and I was looking through the catalogue and thought that this would be the best stamp set that I would use for a Christmas in July. So this week is Christmas in July week, and I have my face-to-face class tomorrow, but I thought I would make 3 cards today and show you some different ideas. Not Christmas, although one started out as a Christmas card, but I probably won't make it a Christmas card. Anyway, I'm going to make 3 cards. Yeah, so I hope you enjoy it. They're a little different to what I would do for Christmas, but they could be Christmas cards as well. So, alright, I'm going to turn it over and we'll do some stamping. Alright, here we go. Okay, so Cottage Wreaths is this one. And I just really liked the different elements that were with this stamp set, and also the dies that come with it. There's a heap of dies in it. It's amazing. Now, I'm not someone who is into Halloween. Halloween is not huge here in Australia, so I did kind of look at it and go, oh, I'm not sure, but it's been lovely to make some Christmas cards with. And now we're going to make some other cards. Okay, so the first card is going to be a pink birthday card. I'm using Melon Mumbo, and I have die cut all the pieces in advance. So I've got, this is the bow that, it's really beautiful little bow. Okay, so I'm going to keep this one quite simple. So I've got a Melon Mumbo base and a piece of white. Alright, so I'm going to stamp with some Granny Apple Green. So this is a fairly simple card to start with. So just inking all that, making sure that the whole stamp is covered nicely with ink. I'm going to stamp kind of towards the top. Okay, so I really like that. It's a lovely leafy image. It's really, really lovely. Now, to make this one a little bit more of a birthday card, I've taken some of, it's just a tiny flower image that comes from the Sending Smiles. You could use any stamp set that's got these small flower images, or you could punch them or die cut them. I'm just going to pop a piece of scrap paper there, and I'm going to stamp it off. So stamping on scrap paper first, and then onto the wreath so that we've got some flowers in there. Maybe one more there. I think that's enough. Okay. As I said, I'm just keeping this one really simple. And again, I think I did this last week. I might need some adhesive. Very organised, but just forgot to pull out the one thing that I need. Okay, so just running a little bit of glue around the edge there. And centering that. So when I try to line up a layer, you make sure that 3 edges are right. If all your cutting has been accurate, then your 4th side should be accurate. Now, one thing that sometimes happens when you use the glue is you sometimes get a little line underneath, especially with the white cardstock. So you can take your bone folder and just use it gently. Just helps the glue to move so that it's not in one little area. Kind of spreads it out. And you're less likely to see that little line of glue. Alright, so the die cut pink bow, I'm just going to pop some glue on there. Now I think I will make this one a birthday card. So I've got one of my favourite stamps at the moment. This one's from Wildlife Wonder, sending birthday wishes. But for some reason I have a lot of problems stamping this straight. So I've got some pieces here just in case. So I'm going to just try and stamp it straight on. Let's see how we go. If it's crooked, then we can fix it. So again, in Malamumbo, let's see. No, it's not straight. It's crooked, it's coming down. Okay, so re-inking, and then I have this strip of white cardstock. Let's see if I can stamp it straight here. I'm not even convinced that that's straight either. It's not. Okay, never mind. So then I would adhere that over that one. I will fix that later. In the meantime, okay, I did make another one, and I'll show you how I've done it. I'm just going to pop some of the classic matte dots in white. I'm going to put one of the larger ones in the middle of the bow, and then just a couple of smaller ones. Let's use the other end, see what happens there. No, it doesn't want to pick up. Okay. So these are a good way to just cover over any little parts that you're not happy with, if something hasn't stamped properly, or yeah, it's just a good way to cover up those little mistakes. Maybe one more. Okay. Alright, so I think it's really pretty, quite simple. As I said, I'll fix this later. This is one that I made, and I've used silver, and again it was crooked, so I flagged a piece of scrap and popped that on afterwards, which I will probably do with that one. It's not too bad, but I'm being a bit fussy. Okay, so that's my first one, and it's still a wreath. It could, you could do the same with red, but I thought it was quite pretty with a pink bow and some pink flowers to make a birthday card. Okay, so that's the first card. And the second one that I've made, I have done as a Christmas card, but I'm going to probably change it. So here's what I've made. I've used a piece of the One Horse Open Sleigh Designer Series paper. So this paper is an online exclusive, so you won't find it in the catalogue. It is online, and it is available to order. And it's really pretty. It's got a whole heap of snowy scenes, which are really pretty, and obviously in Australia we don't have snow at Christmas, but I got it because I really like some of the reverse sides of the paper. There's lots of reds and green patterns, and yeah, it's a really pretty paper. This is one of them we're using in tomorrow's face-to-face class. So yeah, lovely papers. Okay, so I've got some mossy meadow for the base, and then I want some mossy meadow ink. And I've just used the leaf. This is the leaf from the Cottage Wreaths Stamp set. Okay. So in this one, I've worked out about where I want the piece of paper to go, the piece of pattern paper, and then I have inked up and kind of worked out about where to stamp. And I'm stamping once and then stamping off so that there's some lighter. Just random stamps. I am going to now just change it a bit. I'm just going to clean that stamp set, clean the green ink off. I'm going to use some crushed curry. And I think I will stamp it off once and then Just changes the colour a little, adds a little bit of interest, makes it a bit Australian then. Okay, maybe one there. Yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. Alright, so again, layer of glue, or some glue around the edge, and then popping that layer onto your card base. And some glue on the strip of Designer Series paper. I've left a little piece of white to the left of that. Okay. So on my original, I had some red little blobs and a Merry Christmas across it. But I think I'm going to change it, and let's see. I might do from layering leaves. I'm going to pick a stamp. Might do this Thinking of You. I'm going to do that in the crushed curry as well, hoping that's big enough. Okay. It's not very straight either. No, that's very crooked, so it'll be another one to fix up later. Okay. Okay. I think you get the picture. All right. So again, if you wanted to add some, so I've added some red dots here. You could add white or some colours in there. I'm going to finish that one off later when I can stamp straight. I really like these leaves. I think they look really lovely like that. All right, so that's my second card. Let's pop that one over there. All right, and the third card, I've used some of the Inked Botanicals cardstock, Inked Botanicals Designer Series paper, and I've made a card with the side cut off the front, and this panel of DSP is at the back, so that when it's closed it looks like that. Okay, so this piece is it was a standard piece of cardstock, card base, and then I've cut I think 3.5 centimeters off it. So the total length now is 17.5 this way. Alright. So again, I have die cut the pieces. One of them won't come up. Okay, so I've die cut all the bits and pieces there. But I thought I would just also show you the difference that it makes to add a bit of sponging around the edge of the designer series paper. So I'm going to use some crushed curry. And just take off the excess and then come around the edge. And I want this fairly dark so that you can see So if you're watching, I'd love to hear what you've been making this week. Have you been crafting? Have you made some cards? Have you made some Christmas cards? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what you've been doing. And I'd also be interested to know whether you sponge, whether you do lots of sponging on your cards. I know there's a lot of people who have gone away from kind of this extra, you know, a lot of people are keeping their cards really simple and clean. I kind of still like the, I suppose the vintage look. It's still my thing. So I really like the look of sponging. It just adds another dimension to cards, and it gives them a bit more depth and interest. So yeah. Okay. So it's probably not quite so obvious on this piece because it is a darker piece. All right. Okay, so it has added some shading around the edge of this one. Okay, so this piece I've kept at exactly the same width as, or the same size as this front part of the card. So I'm just going to stick that down. Now the beauty of using glue is that, again, I think I mentioned this in all my lives, you can move it around a little bit. It's not stuck down hard. Okay. And then the other piece. The other piece goes on the back. There we go. Just popping those down like so. So I don't know if you can see the difference between the two cards, just with that little bit of extra shading around the edge. I just really like the extra depth that it gives. Okay, so on this one here, right. Just got a very small piece of white cardstock. And so I'm going to start off with stamping the hello, which comes from Cottage Wreaths, and I'm just going to pop that down the bottom. Okay, so then I've got I'm going to stamp this one again. Okay, and I've got a bit of pecan pie. So I'm just keeping it very subtle with the colours. I'm going to stamp it off and then over. And some crushed curry as well. I'm not sure if you can hear my cat in the background. He wants some attention, I think, but okay. So I have popped that down here, but it could come over. So I'm going to centre that there, popping that down. I've got some die cut leaves out of the dies that come, the matching dies. So I'm just going to pop those down as well. The bow also in crushed curry. Okay, and I've got a couple of leaves in. These are crumb cake, just because I had some crumb cake scraps out. This one doesn't want to stay down today. I'll pop that one there. Very random with my placement of things. It doesn't really matter. Of course, you could add, you know, a lot of leaves to make it a big flourish of leaves, but I've kept it fairly simple. And that's the card for today. That's the third one. So let me show you. The three cards were the pink one, and then the green. There we go. So I'll pop up some photos of these later so that you can see them a bit clearer. And these, the card kits or the packs of the cut cards and all the bits and pieces will be available to anyone who buys $30 or more worth of Stampin' Up products from my online store. So you can get those for free, just for grabbing some products, and I'll put those details up as well. Alright, well, I hope you've enjoyed today. Thanks for watching and happy stamping, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.